From making strong, sturdy and safe cars to making cars that are uniquely designed and are desirable, Volvo cars have come a long way. The convention of being a safe car has always been associated with the car being boring, or is it? Despite having safety as its core philosophy, Volvo cars have increasingly become sporty, fun to drive and youthful. Case in point here is Volvo's newborn SUV, the XC40. Welcome to Autotech Review. Today we are in the city of Nizam's Hyderabad driving Volvo's newest SUV, the XC40. So the new Volvo XC40 is based on the company's latest compact modular architecture platform known as a CMA platform, unlike its elder siblings like the XC90 and the XC60 which are based on the scalable product architecture from Volvo. We now take a deeper dive into what the XC40 offers, and to begin proceedings I'd like to invite Joshua to talk about the design aspects of the XC40.
To look at, the XC40 is distinctly Volvo, but it draws strongly from its elder siblings and has a unique flavor of its own. The facade sports butch looks. You have a sculpted hood, you have the sunken grille. This piano black finish looks really neat, and of course we cannot forget the signature Thor hammer LEDs in these modish looking headlamps. The overall look and appeal of the front is very contemporary, at the same time gives a macho SUV appeal. What comes in as a breath of fresh air is the fact that the XC40 actually looks like an SUV and is not just termed one. So in the front, if you notice, you have short overhangs and the approach angle for the XC40 is 21.7 degrees. Moving over to the side, Volvo has given the XC40 a very radical look. You have the shoulder line which runs from the bonnet into the A-pillar. It's not visible on the door panels but emerges towards the C-pillar and runs out in the rear. The belt line remains more or less straight and moves upward into the very broad C-pillar. The upper and lower character lines as well define and give the side profile some more flavor and spice. The roof line also aids in the characteristic SUV appeal that the XC40 has to offer. It is not tapering down but remains flat. The flared wheel arches also give a muscular appeal to this SUV. Moving over to the rear, you have very chic and angular looks. You have the Volvo badging and of course the XC40 badging and the neat R-Design badging on this SUV. So Volvo has also incorporated a power tailgate release. And it opens up like so. If you're carrying luggage, it's very handy. All you need to do is place your luggage, slide it in massive boot which can be folded and formed into different shapes to accommodate more luggage, and you also have a button to close the boot lid. When it comes to size, this SUV may be compact but is the largest amongst rivals in nearly all respects. The XC40 measures 4,425 mm in length, making it longer than the Mercedes-Benz GLE and the Audi Q3, but not the BMW X1. Volvo has ensured the XC40 is the widest amongst the lot, measuring in at 1863 mm. Even in terms of height, the XC40 is taller than all three contenders from its German rivals. The XC40 is also quite spacious on the inside, but visibility from the rear does feel a bit restricted because of the massive C-pillars. A clear picture from the reverse parking camera helps in this regard. Seating space for cabin occupants is decent and the XC40 can easily fit 4 average size adults. Headroom, shoulder room and knee room are all quite good, but if you are over 6 feet tall, things may get a wee bit cramped. So we have a very contemporary looking cabin and plush luxurious materials have been used all around this cabin. piano black finish, even though I'm not a fan of it, but it looks very chic inside. Also are these brushed aluminium bits that's incorporated on the steering wheel as well. Very spacious. It's got a spacious view of the front, the driver's point of view as well. Apart from that, a few highlights of the interiors include this 9-inch touchscreen infotainment setup, which also comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Incidentally, this same unit is also there on the XC60 and the XC90. The cabin of the XC40 looks luxurious and boasts of some impressive design elements. Plush materials have been used generously all around the cabin, and a chic lava orange color fox wool carpeting is found on the door trims and the floor panels. The dashboard and infotainment cluster have been designed to be driver biased, also making it more ergonomic for the driver to operate. When it comes to the feature list, the Swedish manufacturer has gone all out and added the right amount of technology to this SUV. To start things off, the new XC40 gets a wireless charging for key-enabled mobile devices, hill start assist and descent control, park pilot assist, smart storage spaces, active bending lights, a 13-speaker 660-watt Harman Kardon setup, and radar-based active safety features. All of these come in as standard fitment. Some other features include auto LED headlamps, dual USB slots, voice commands, paddle shifters, power driver seat with a dual memory function, reverse parking sensors, and reverse parking camera. Radar-based safety tech that Volvo is offering on the XC40 is facilitated through a front camera and sensor setup. The XC40 coming to India does not get a rare sensor setup, thus misses out on features such as blind spot warning. But it does get features such as pilot assist, adaptive cruise control, run off-road protection, driver alerts, lane keeping aid, oncoming lane mitigation, and city safety with pedestrian, cyclist, and large animal detection. The 9-inch infotainment unit on the XC40 is also worth a mention again. The unit is similar to those incorporated on the XC60 and the XC90. It features Apple CarPlay, Android Auto connectivity options, and its operational functionality is comparatively much better than rivals. It also gets a tab-like home button. The instrument cluster is a virtual unit but with an analog display for the gauges. The interiors feature ample of cubby holes and storage spaces, including one under the co-driver seat. So powering the new XC40, our design is a 2-liter diesel mill. This engine puts out approximately 190 HP. The mill is capable of producing 190 HP and 400 Nm of torque. The XC40 is more powerful than the Audi Q3 and the Mercedes GLA and gets similar output figures as the BMW X1. The XC40 is quick off the line and accelerates effortlessly. Peak power is delivered at 4000 RPM and the climb up the band feels rather linear. Peak torque figures are whipped out from 1750 RPM all the way up to 2500 RPM. The steering on this SUV has also been weighted really well. It feels sporty at higher speeds and mildly heavy at city speeds. Speaking of steering, we were also able to experience the lane keeping aid and oncoming mitigation functions, which work well but are not effective all the time. The suspension setup on the XC40 is also rather soft and it's very comfortable over potholes, bumpy roads, broken roads, even when you're driving off-road as well. It's not the same air suspension setup that you have in the XC90, but it still is very comfortably and rides smoothly. At higher speeds, the XC40 also feels planted on roads, and there is immense amount of traction and immense amount of control that the vehicle renders to the driver. So minimal amount of body roll as well. Even if you're taking a tight corner, there is a minimal amount of body roll which you experience on the XC40. Braking is facilitated by disc brakes on all 4 wheels. The wheels also feature Pirelli P0 tires, which of course come with a compound specially designed for Volvo vehicles. Now Volvo hasn't really shared the mixture of the compound that these tires are made of, but what I can tell you is that they grip the road really well, and even on surfaces where you have loose traction when you're driving off-road, there is a decent amount of grip that is still rendered through these tires. So the engine in the Volvo XC40 has been mated to an 8-speed Aisin transmission. This 8-speed transmission is butter smooth. So even if you are ambling around in city traffic, you're not going to feel the shifts. However, if you're pushing it hard on highways, you will feel the upshifts and downshifts. The transmission responds pretty accurately and pretty fast to driver inputs. The transmission also responds very quickly to driver inputs, and the turnaround time for an overtaking maneuver seems lesser than that of competitors. The XC40 also features a Haldex all-wheel drive setup. Volvo is also offering drive modes on the new XC40. While driving off-road, we felt the XC40 performed decently and is well suited for mild off-roading conditions.
So to sum things up, Volvo is offering a unique package on the XC40. Not only does it come with some segment first features, it also has contemporary looks. To add on to that, Volvo is offering its radar-based safety technology, which none of the other contenders are offering. And what remains to be seen is the price, which we feel will be between rupees 40 lakh to 45 lakh ex-showroom, of course.